The Jimmy Palumbo Show. That's right. Show number 118 getting involved. That's right. Show one Jeff Fiegels, one Scott Brocious. For those of you who think that I will go back to the uniform numbers, show number 118 coming to you live from the Shitty Kitchen Studios from downtown Mawa. And of course, behind the glass, co-hosting for the second week in a row, a young Lou Gehrig, Dave Sturchio, coming to you from downtown Matawan from the Chop Sports Media Studios. Dave, what's going on, brother?
Oh, just living the dream one day at a time. My barber actually hates when I say that every time I see him every 2 weeks. He's like, dude, enough with the dream stuff.
Enough with the dream stuff. There you go.
Just living the dream.
He's got the Cowboy shirt and the Yankee shirt. It's almost like Superman and Kryptonite all together. I can't give you shit because you're wearing a Yankee hat on. So, it's like I got to deal with it. But everybody knows Dave's a big Cowboy fan. He's one of those jerk-offs from New Jersey that likes the Cowboys, which was well covered in the movie Beer League. And we will be getting to Beer League, the series, which dropped yesterday at 7 p.m. Now, as you well know, what I do is I go to the stack of my shitty baseball cards, and a guy came up who's not shitty. Now, I know who this guy is. Everybody knows who this guy is. I didn't realize one aspect to it. And his name is, I got here what card is it? From 76, Mr. Dusty Baker, a Brave, then a Dodger, then the Giants, and then Oakland. Now, people know him as the real calm manager sitting in the back with the toothpick. He's managed like 6 teams. He's won, I think, 1 World Series, maybe 2. And everybody, I didn't realize how good of a player he was, really. I mean, look, his lifetime, he's got 1,981 hits, 278 lifetime batting average, 242 home runs, 1,000 RBIs, 19 years in the bigs. In 72, he batted .321, 21 home runs, and 99 RBIs. That gets you roughly $30 million a year today if you did that. That's like a combination of like Gallo with Jeter or something like that. With the Dodgers in 77, the year the Yankees beat him, he batted .291, 30 home runs, 86 RBIs. And in 81, banner year, he batted .320 with 9 homers and 49 RBIs. And the strike-shortened season here at Shea. This guy was just a very, very good player. Obviously, he became a manager. Although he got traded to the Dodgers. Most people remember him as a Dodger. His name is Dusty Baker because his mother said he was always playing in the dirt and he would get all dusty in the backyard. That made me laugh out loud. He was traded to the Dodgers for Lee Lacy, Tom Pecoric, Jerry Royster, and Jimmy Wynn. That's a blockbuster trade there.
Jesus Christ.
For the manager, he managed the Giants, Cubs, Reds, Nationals. His managerial career, I guess it's you know what? I'm going to piss people off. He wins a lot. He also loses a lot. It's weird. He's one of those guys, a little bit like the Joe Torre thing. Like, listen, Joe Torre won 5 championships, but up until that point, he hadn't done a thing. And a lot of people, the only thing I will tell you about Dusty Baker, he got the job over a lot of big time managers every stop he went. But some of the stops along the way, he really didn't. He was borderline 500. Now, of course, he's with the Astros, but the Astros were pretty good when he took the job. So I don't know what kind of manager you call him. Maybe a game manager, like they say with NFL quarterbacks. I mean, how would you describe Dusty Baker?
A Punch and Judy manager.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can't deny he wins, but sometimes
he also loses.
Yeah, he loses a lot, no doubt about it. But so I realized that Dusty Baker doesn't really under the shitty card thing. But I remember this card as a kid. And, he's famous for his son, Darren, running out to the field, a little bat boy who almost got decapitated by one of the players. And I forget the player, somebody hopped in and saved him by scooping him out of the way. Imagine that tragedy, manager's child dies by getting run over at the plate.
Good Lord.
And it'd be some players some fans would be like, you should have been there. It was in the way. We would have won the game, death by baseball. But
the band is on the field.
Bottom line is he's a his record as a manager is 2,132 and 1820s. A lot of losses, a lot of managers.
He's won over 2,000 games as a manager.
It's the Astros lately,
I mean, it's fun to see them struggle a little bit this year because they'll always be now like Red Sox are 1 and Astros are 2 going forward.
Yeah, for me too. I agree. Well, the Astro thing will wear off, I think.
I don't know. I don't know.
You think 10 years from now you're going to hate the Astros?
Well, the thing is, it's been since '09 since the Yankees won the World Series. Their best crack at it was the year that they were cheating. Like Judge got cheated out of an MVP. Like,
and it did. I will say, people all the time. I remember sitting on my couch watching that Astro thing, and on my text thread saying, "God, it looks like they know what pitch is coming," and it just really seemed that way. And and to me, in baseball, that's the only that's the pure cheating. If you, in other words, if you know it's a fastball, that's all you need. That's all you need to know. If whether it's a slider, curveball, all the other that shit, that's different. If you know a fastball is coming, or if you know a fastball is not coming, really the answer. You can hold off and try to walk. And they always had 3 and 2 counts. Anyway, yeah, I don't. But I don't. It's like I hate them, but it's like I hate them now, but I don't know if I'll hate them. I'll forget they were good. Anyway, so that's it. That's my guy. Now I understand you were hopping in last minute doing social media for Beer League. I don't even know if you have a guy this morning.
I had a guy. I had a card. I threw it. I was just so mad at it. Every time I looked at it, I'm just like, I don't want to see this fucking guy's face anymore. It was Chuck Knobloch was my guy. You know what's funny about Chuck Knobloch is nothing. But no, on top of that, he follows me on Twitter. The actual Chuck Knobloch follows me on Twitter. I never found him. I never asked to follow him. So I don't know where along the line Chuck Knobloch was like, oh, Dave Sturchio. I know that guy.
Maybe Cowboy fan?
Maybe a wrestling fan. I don't know. But in any event, the reason why I hate him is because, the balls that he threw to first base have still not landed yet. So I just
like if the Yankees had Martin Brodeur at first base, they still wouldn't have saved half of those
right
things.
By him, right.
And the only thing I will say about Chuck Knobloch, though, I don't know if you remember this, when he hit, the Yankees won. He was a catalyst when Knobloch, and he was a good hitter. He
remember
just
his stance? Do you remember his stance where he held
annoying?
It like this?
It even annoyed me at the plate. And
I'm like, dude.
And then in that big game against Cleveland, he was pointing towards the ball, and the Cleveland guys are running over. Go get the ball, you jackass!
That's right. Right. When he did this, right? Like,
remember? He's looking like, no, go get the ball. Are we in Little League?
Frozen.
Yeah, I was not a fan of Chuck Knobloch, but when he hit, the Yankees won. All right, so Dusty Baker and Chuck Knobloch, two decent players. I know that Dusty Baker isn't his, but I didn't realize how good of a player he was. My brother's going to be mad at me and say, "You don't remember Dusty Baker?" I said, "I do," but I didn't realize how good he was. I think he was like one year he won the MVP. So, which brings us to another. There's such a big week going. We have a nice show coming up here. The Patreon explosion. I mean, if you're Joe Rogan scoring at home, you're like, "Hey, wait a minute, who is this guy?" The Jimmy Palumbo Show. On a tear, shattering a record. This is like the Lou Gehrig record, hitting 4 Patreons in one game. Yeah. I am now up to a wholesome 32 Patreons. It's just
Jimmy. I'm gonna throw this out there. Your YouTube subscribers have exploded. Your Patreons have exploded. And what is the common denominator here, Jimmy?
Dave Sturchio.
I'm looking. Okay. You're looking right at him, baby.
Dave Sturchio. Now, first of all, listen. Those of you who don't know Dave Sturchio, we're on a split screen because his ego it would have been too big for one shot. There is no man in showbiz whose ego he gets credit and he deserves it, but he will, if it's a borderline take the credit, he's the Lawrence Taylor of taking credit. He will get to the quarterback. And Taylor. It's the Jimmy Palumbo Show, Beer League, his acting career, and Dave Sturchio. If anybody someone's driving off the road right now.
I love it.
He's also a jerk-off Cowboy fan, but he's doing my show. Well, first of all, he's doing the show. Chris is still around. He's doing the show.
He's not even at the office. I don't even know where he is right now.
We don't know. Chris is he's like on a disabled list, but he's like a Giancarlo of podcasters. But Patreon's up to 32. Now, I'm going to go through this fast, okay? We got Alex Stetzena, okay, who was 0 for 4 yesterday in softball, had the worst game of his life. More on that in a minute. My sister, Mike Tomosi, my mom, my cousin Joe, Rob Pastor, Kappa Sig from the 80s getting involved. James Kanowitz, who's been sending me some lovely text about the Beer League, the series. My nephew, Jimmy, my nephew, John Henry, my nephew, Eric, Michael Caprio of cornholelevel.com fame, one of my famous sponsors. My brother, Frank, the CFO, Darryl Clark from LSU, who always calls me a jerk off online, but he's a big fan. And that's how it works. And plus I get his money. So I love him, but no, we have a good time. LSU and Saint fan. Greg Castellino back in New Jersey from Colonia, living down by Long Branch. Mike Shecky, I'm a Dolphin fan. Lawler. Dave Ben, 16 years in the league with me in school. Everybody's Dave Sturchio's nemesis on Chop Sports is the Cowboy fan, Pat Volkamer, because when he posts at 3 a.m, we don't really know if he's a Cowboy fan or not, but he certainly is, whose doctor has ordered him not to watch football games, which I think is hysterical. He literally has a letter from the doctor that says his wife won't let him watch games. He has to walk the dog. It's unbelievable. I love it. Martin Walsack, Michael Deege, Alphonse fame, Janine Mashaud getting involved, Absolute Eyewear, Kegstan Jaybird. Robin Achani Barna from Colonia, my cousin John Henry Palumbo, my partner in crime with Beer League, Greg Alprin, Bobby Palumbo, Tommy Palumbo, both my nephews, Tyson Hogan, the only non-revenue, non-family member in Patreon. We love him. Louis Vicciadomini getting involved from Colonia, Brian Shevlin, one of my best friends from Colonia, and also here are the big four from last week, people. And you've been waiting to hear this because eventually there's going to be so many I can't do this. It'll be a separate podcast. Jimmy announces here. It is Joe Sinecor from Ramsey, New Jersey. Your friend and mine, Kyle Kerms. I think Dave Sturchio is familiar with that name here, Jay. Ed McDermott, another great guy from Ramsey, New Jersey. And somebody named Will Pena, who I think I know, but I forget how I know him. So excuse me, I had a busy week. He even chatted me a little bit. I think he's a Yankee fan and a huge Beer League fan. So that's it. 32. Now, out of these 32, I don't know how many people's credit cards expired and they didn't realize you have to change the Patreon. You know what it is when your credit card expires or you lose it, calling up Patreon to fix the Jimmy Palumbo Show $3 a month thing is not exactly, the first thing. I think my mother doesn't pay. I have to straighten out my mother. Anyway, that's the Patreon. So, of course, what brings us to your friend and mine, Absolute Eyewear, getting involved, 42 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, down by the train station. One of the oldest sponsors of the show, 732-326.
Eyes.
326-3937. That's right. 732-326-3937. Craig and Janine Mashaud, they're optometrists. Opticians. They got all kinds.
I'm sorry.
Although I would let Craig.
Caprio's coming in, says, what's the number to not read all the names? So where do we got to get to on the Patreon list to stop listening to you read the fucking names?
Mike Caprio might be the funniest person on here. Number one, you know what though? Let me check the amount that Mike Caprio sends me. You know what? He's not the top level, but he certainly is right there. Mike, we can just go on Patreon and I'll see it, and then I'll know to not read his name, taking valuable time from this excellent show. Well, some people want to hear their names. That's how maybe they get laid doing that. I don't know. Hey, check it out. This guy reads my name out. I don't know. But anyway, push, you interrupt the other wait to the butcher work I do on your ad for cornhole level there, Caprio. But Absolute Eyewear, 32 Main Street, Woodbridge, New Jersey, 732-326-3937. Full service opticians. They got everything over there. Glasses for the kids, prescription glasses. They got, when you go there, you don't feel like a jerk off. They talk to you. They make sure it fits right. Janine sent me a gorgeous pair.
Janine she watched my kids when I was there.
She's watching. Yeah. You go there, she'll watch you do babysitting. They're a full service operation over there. Even Craig. Well, Craig does nothing. We all know that. The all-time strikeout leader in the history. Corona softball was in the league since 1967. And Craig has the most strikeouts of all time, which I think is, and it's not even close. It's like, when he gets 2 strikes, everybody starts to grab their glove, starts heading towards the field a little bit.
You're on second base. Pick me up. This inning's over.
I think Craig struck out one time, and I was already at first base, getting ready to play the position already. The all-time kid, Janine's gonna be mad at me because she loves his brother, and I love Craig too. But he did hit a couple of bombs at Warren Park. Anyway, they're open 5 days a week. They're closed Wednesdays. Why?
Softball to strike out, obviously.
And they're closed on Sundays. Why?
To watch those shitty New York Giants.
Oh, that's right. Beat the Cowboys back in the day. Anyway, no longer.
It doesn't happen much.
We don't beat the Eagles. We only beat the Redskins, and the Redskins always beat the Cowboys. Makes no sense. $100 of a complete pair if you mention the show's name, and have fun. And of course, they have Ray-Ban Coach Ralph Lauren, Dave Sturchio's Jimmy Choo, Silhouette, Michael Kors, Vogue, Maui Jim, Costa Del Mar, and Charles Oakley shops there. That's it. Absolute Eyewear getting involved here from the Omni in Atlanta. Now, checking my notes here on Show One Eats. By the way, I said Show One Jeff Eagles, punter for the Giants, is actually my realtor in this move I have coming up. Now, I was able to hang out with Absolute Eyewear's finest, Madison, my niece, and your former internship, by the way, who's going to Syracuse for grad school in a big big program there. That's very cool for her. We're at the party, and when I go to barbecues now, I'm the old uncle. Like remember the old days? You had that one table, and the old men were sitting there and they were drinking like VO, and it was like the old crowd. And they left early, complained about the music, didn't go in the pool, didn't bring their bathing. I am that guy now. And the kids were in the beginning of the party, it was warming up a little bit. Next thing you know, they start doing keg stands where they lift you up, you hold on to the keg, and they shove the thing up your mouth, and you got to drink while you're in the air. And they were calling everybody. They called my mother to do it. She declined.
Yeah.
And they're going out, and all of a sudden I saw my cousin John go up. They were going, John. I'm like, oh, here we go. And of course, since everybody knows me there because I was on Friends, I was like, rather than wait to call my name, I'm going to be Giancarlo and just walk up to the keg stands. Here we go. I've never done that in my life. And next thing you know, there was a big girl who was grabbing me by the one leg. This other football player was grabbing me. I was like, I'm going to fall over the keg. I can't do this anymore. I held my own. I sucked it down. Then Janine went up. I saw her legs go flying in the air. I'm like, this is getting to be like a frat party back in the 80s. And so we did that, which was very, very funny. Congrats to Madison, graduating and going to Syracuse for grad school, even though I hate Syracuse.
Where was my invite, by the way? I mean, I know all these people. Where the hell is my invite? I want to go to
You didn't get invited.
I haven't been to a kegger in forever.
Well, when you have barbecues, you don't put the keg in the backyard?
No, I haven't done that in a long time.
You got to ice it down. It's a pain in the ass. Just get beer and put it in the fridge. But it was a good time. But more importantly, let's get to the real reason why we're doing the show today, as I hoist my Legrand mug here that my sister got for me.
Sip.
The Beer League series has dropped, ladies and gentlemen. Episode 1. Now, Dave, since you're handling the social media on this, I mean, let's give a little weather report on Beer League, the series, and what we're doing. All
right.
I enjoyed it. I watched it with my daughter when it dropped. It was like 10, 9, 8. I got a kick out of that. Watch it with my daughter. I had to cover her ears during the cursing parts, but that's okay. There was a couple of curses in there I forgot about, but she's 14 now. She's heard enough of that. So how do you think it's going? Where are we at? Like, what's happening?
So it premiered about 19 hours ago. So it's still brand new. We're looking at 523 people have watched the damn thing. When I first got involved with the YouTube, I think the subscribers were at like 190 or something like that, and now they're up to 325. So there are people catching on. Right. I think it was funny. I watched it. I chimed in the live comments. I thought it was a good series. I know there's a lot of people that are just kind of clamoring for more. So good thing that there is more. There's 4 more actually. So I'm excited. I think it was funny.
Yeah, I think what we set out to do. And I was on. I did New Jersey 101.5 last night with Steve Travalis, and which I got to take this time out. This guy, I don't listen. New Jersey 101.5 is a really nice, pretty big new radio station in New Jersey, and a lot of people listen to it. And there's a guy who does, I think he starts at 9 o'clock or 8 o'clock. He's 8 to 12 guy, something like that. And he brings on, he's just a fan of comedy. He's a big fan of Artie Lang. He's a huge fan of Beer League. I've been on his show maybe 7 times. I was there live 2 or 3 times. I call I got a special number. I call in anytime I want to bust his chops. He's just a good guy, man. Steve, big shout out to you if you're listening. He really likes comics, and he gives comedians just a little 5-minute to tell them what you're doing this weekend if you're playing somewhere in New Jersey, Princeton or Philly or something like that. He's a giant Yankee fan, but he does a lot of Philly radio. So he also really knows the Phillies and the Eagles. He knows all that space, and he's just really kind to comics and an overall good guy. And just a big shout out to Steve Travalis. A lot of people love his show. He talks about sports, politics, landscaping. He's just one of those guys.
I met him right before he opened up for Joe Matarese one night. So I met him there. He's a real nice guy.
Nice guy. And he's really good to me. And a big shout out. Put me on last night, discuss Beer League. But listen, the bottom line is I kind of addressed this last night a little bit. I want to do it here. These are webisodes, people, and they're shorts, and there's a bunch of reasons for that. Number one, financial. I don't have the budget to shoot a season of 10 1-hour Beer League shows. We just don't have it, and it wouldn't be worth it to do it that way. And most people, let's face it, and all you people out there who's saying we want more longer episodes, when you're on your phone, everybody watches these 2-minute videos anyway. When I go on an ESPN app, I watch a couple of highlights the night before. I watch these really short, these short ones that and so I think it works in this format. And the amount of episodes we're going to do are going to be, who knows? We could shoot a bunch of these, and we will. And we think we have a lot to say with these characters, especially like Manganelli. Manganelli, like, what's his deal? Like, what's his backstory?
He hasn't lost a step.
He was right there. His hair's not as big, but we all look older. But I think there's a lot to talk about. Even this about Johnny Trino's personal life, and Alphonse, like this Guido, what's his deal? And Manganelli, like, we don't know anything about Manganelli other than he's a jerk off and he gets laid a lot and he's a decent ball player. So there's a backstory there. Obviously, if and when when Artie joins us, there's a backstory to there. What happened to him? There's Ralph Macchio's character. Clearly, he's still married to, which you're going to hear about more in the episode. We reference all the characters. And we're hoping that Artie will be involved soon enough, as soon as he's ready to swing the bat again. And I do believe he will relatively soon too. And I think Ralph will hop in and do a cameo for us. So I'm getting a kick out of it. Some of the fans are enjoying it. Some people are like, "What is this?" I get that too. Howard Stern crowd can be rough, but I think it's fun. These guys have a lot more to say, and we're gonna run these the rest of the week. And then we're going to assess, and then Dave's going to be marketing it more next week to get people to the screen. And hopefully we can get this thing in the right hand. Maybe a big fish comes in, swallows it up. That would be fun. And that's it. So, listen, I wrote the things. I produced the things. I wrote it with Tom Baldinger, the director. I gave it a shot. Well, I don't want to say it was all me, but really it kind of was. Like the first time I said, you know what, I want to do this. I think there's something funny here. And with the Johnny Trino, can he bat 706 and all that stuff? So
not to put you on the spot. What else has Tom produced? I'm just curious.
He did this show, movie called Unhinged.
Okay.
Not Unhinged. I'm sorry. Unsuited, which is a very funny idea about a guy who wants to become a professional gambler, but he's a really bad gambler. Okay. So it's funny. Like we, in other words, it's like we all suck at gambling.
So me, basically.
Yeah. So he's playing you and Chris, and you guys want to become professionals at it. So it's winning a lot of awards. Matter of fact,
that's good.
I think it just won that. And he also produces videos for corporate stuff. He also does a lot of those, like, I don't want to call them music videos. Like
624 Productions, right?
624 Productions. And Greg Alperin at Unhinged, he produces a lot of comedy shows in the city. I think he's got 10 rooms going, and he's produced a couple of comedy shows that have aired on YouTube and other things. And so we all met together, and they were all fans of Beer League. Let's do this. So we took the time. We wrote, these 5 shorts, and we think they're, I think you'll enjoy each one. Each one has a different thought process. And if we do 6 through 10, we'll be out of the bar. We'll be at Johnny Trino's house. We'll be at, Manganelli when he, I don't want to give anything away, but we're going to be doing like quicker, more guerrilla style, but you get to see these guys out of the, I think we're definitely like at least 5 to 10 episodes away from getting on the field. One of my early ideas was that all we do is talk about playing, and we never get on the field, because that's exactly what guys do at the bar.
That would make a lot of people very angry.
Eventually, I know, but you know what I mean? Like, we're not going to rush to get on the field. And plus, but I don't want to have that Rocky moment where, like, now you see us getting in shape and all that. I want it to be real. A guy realizes, oh man, I forgot I told that guy I was going to play today. He just throws his sweatpants on. He hasn't swung a bat in 4 years. That's what I want. And Johnny Trino will still slap a base hit. No matter what happens, I insist that every scene I get a base hit if I'm ever at the plate. It's just what I'm going to do. And I will bat 706 because I'm the producer and I can edit it so it looks like I bet it.
They do wonderful things. They do wonderful things with CGI nowadays. You're gonna have the most pure swing you've ever had in your life. Beautiful swing.
I'm gonna make a nice turn around first base, thinking about going for 2. Because in real life, as soon as I get a hit, I go into a slow. When I get a single, I go into a home run trot to first base. There's no chance. I mean, matter of fact, second base seems so far away. way. I'm like, oh my God, I have to make the turn. I got to go over there. Like, there's no way I'll get thrown out.
The best part about one of those videos that I shared out, like the one of the, like the hype videos leading up, was Father Paul was in it. And it was the one where they were talking about trading you or cutting you or whatever from that league up there.
Right.
And he's like, he goes, "You're going to cut Johnny Trino? He just hit a triple." I said, "There's no fucking way Johnny Trino hit a triple. No way." In my mind, I'm like, you want to talk about fabrication? No shot. That thing needs to hit the wall, and then they need to kick it, and it needs to go under the fence, and then maybe you'll get to the triple.
Well, back in the day, I used to hit these 9-iron golf swings over the first baseman's head that would hit the chalk, and at Warren Park would go way down into like that the field of dreams down.
Yeah.
It's gotta go all the way to the wall.
And it rolls into the parking lot, ladies.
And it was always a very close throw at third, too. They're going to have him be a hook slide, get in there, the backside.
Hook slide. There's no shot. You're hook sliding either. No.
Oh, I haven't slid. You know what? I haven't slid in about 11 years, I don't think. The only way I'll slide is if it's game on the line with 2 outs and the throw is at my bag and I have to slide. Otherwise, tag me in the thigh. I don't care. I just can't. I don't even know if I would probably, my toe would probably catch. I would tumble over like a fat bastard.
It's funny.
I will tell you, though, we're going to be doing something. We can announce it, I guess. We're doing something on Indiegogo. So if you have we didn't put it out yet. We will. I think we're doing that maybe Thursday. We're going to put it out. We're on Indiegogo. That's INDIE GOGO, GOGO.com. You just search for Beer League, the series. And if you want to donate to the next round, we're gonna raise some capital funds by crowdfunding here at Shea. And look at that, Kyle Kerm's coming in with the DeVanzo shift. We're going to do that, and we're going to raise some money, and we're going to shoot some more. That's really our thing, but we haven't really announced that. But if you want to go to Indiegogo.com, check it out. We're there already.
Hey, Jimmy, just so you know, I did see the tiers, and I do know that there's a massive tier at the top that I'm contemplating, because if I do this and I get into the next series and I'm in there, I get a cameo, I better be written in for at least a game-winning hit of some variation. If I'm going to donate that much money, I better get a game-winning hit. That's all.
Well, I know. Well, one guy sent me a text saying, "Hey, if I write you a check on Indiegogo, can I get my SAG health insurance?" I'm like, "Buddy, calm down over there. Okay? You're gonna be." But yes, one of the tiers one of the tiers is pretty pricey, and I'll be
divorced in 3 seconds. I'm like, I told Jimmy I'd help him out. Well, how'd you help him out? Well, I donated to the top tier of his Indiegogo.
I just do it.
A mere couple pennies, no big deal.
Why did I'll be in a courtroom in Middlesex County on divorce court, and I'll be like, the judge is gonna be like, "Are you Jimmy Palumbo?" "Yes." "And you know that guy on YouTube who does those videos? Are you Jimmy Palumbo?" "Yeah." "Now, did you do the movie Beer League that you wanted him in?" "Yes, that's me." "Did he give you that kind of money?" "Yes, he did." It'll be like a drug deal in Miami gone bad. But no, listen, first of all, a huge mistake in Beer League that I regret is we got odds on Maganelli beating us again in the playoffs. That's funny as hell.
That is
what
hilarious.
Do we got? Minus 350 going. He's laying the juice. Team is stacked and well managed. That's so great. Kyle coming in with a very funny chat there. He's already got the Vegas odds. No, but in the first Beer League, because Artie was a little out of his mind there, and I wasn't really talking to him at the time. I've talked about this many times. It was very sad that all the extras should have been my team that I play with. I was on like 3 different teams, and like nobody. My dad almost got in it. He got cut at the last second, which the director felt really bad about. I wish it would have been great to see him.
They cut your old man?
We ran out of time. He was supposed to hand the other team the trophy. That was supposed to be my dad.
Oh, man.
But we have a picture of him with the trophy, but
that's cool.
He ran out of time, and we left. My dad was so pissed. He wanted to be in it, And the director, Frank, called me up at like midnight. Jimmy, I'm so sorry. We ran out of time. It got dark. Nothing you could do. I should have been more forceful. But again, I didn't have the juice. I do now with Beer League, the series. But yeah, so we're in this. I'm telling people all the time. I am trying so hard that there's no hard feelings anywhere that there was with Beer League 1. And there was a lot, which I don't want to go into detail with because I'm personal friends with everybody involved. It was shitty in many ways. And this one, like if I'm a friend of mine and they're a fan of Beer League and we're shooting on a Thursday and you can get out of work and go there, I will figure out, you'll either do a walk by and just say, hey, Johnny, what's up? Hey, what's up, bro? That's all. I mean, you will be in it. I guarantee it. But
and how did you not cast me as the drunk guy at the bar? I could have played that role.
You were like, I have to work. I got to do this.
Oh, yeah, sorry, I'm running a business over here.
Well, you know what? Listen, I can't listen.
You never gave me the actual date. If you gave me the date, I would be that guy in a second.
Okay,
not even
first
close.
Of all, okay, there's reasons behind everything. Mark Riccadone, a great guy, by the way. He was a comic, and he's good friends with the director and also the stand-up in New York where we were. Okay. So he kind of was there, and he literally is like, and we had another guy who's another funny comedian. His name's slipping me right now. He actually he pulls him away. You can see him for a split second. So we were doing that kind of thing. But I promise you, I'll make you wear. Oh, but by the way, if you think you will not be wearing Cowboys paraphernalia. That's out. Matter of fact, you know what I'll make you do? I know exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you wear a bright, ugly, green jet uniform with your son's name on the back. That's
can I have him on my arms too?
Maybe I get it. You and your son both wearing daddy's son jean green jet jerseys with Sturchio on the back. A young Sturchio getting involved here. But yeah, well, I'm going to put people in that I know in this time. Once we get going, so we have to raise some money. We need look at this about Cara. Now listen, Cara Brono, she's awesome. She's beautiful. She didn't say no. She was just shooting like 4 movies in like Europe when I called her up. Like, here's a girl coming off of Stranger Things. How did this conversation go? She's a star, I guess, in her own way. But like, I called her up. She's shooting movies in Europe, probably with some big star. And I'm like, hey, Cara, you want to do Beer League the series, a webisode here at Shea? She's like, Jimmy, I'm really busy. No, she's a sweetheart. I'll eventually will get her to do it. I promise you that, if she can. But she's busy with real work. Same thing with Ralph Macchio. He's got that Cobra Kai thing. But Ralph's always been good to me. Ralph, when I meet Ralph and he signs books for me and we chat, I text him every now and then. I don't abuse that privilege. We will have the entire band back except for Dirt. But we even gave Dirt a little yesterday, a little love there. Dirt got a little cameo there on the photograph anyway. But I may reveal something. How can I word this? I'll give you something I'll give you a little teaser for episode 6 through 10. Dirt may not be there, but there might be a relative of Dirt getting involved here from the oven. There's a little teaser. We come up with this great idea for Dirt's character. So we're staying club. We're also going to move away. Keep in mind, kids, we're moving away from Beer League the movie a little bit. We can't be stuck in this Beer League movie where every episode is something from the movie. You got to move forward a little bit. But the characters are still the same assholes from New Jersey. Which brings us to another asshole, Mike Caprio. Now, it's very exciting news in Mike Caprio's world. Why? Because he's the owner of a very unique product. You know what, Dave? It's a product called a cornhole leveler. Now, those of you scoring at home, sitting at home, or watching the game here at Shea from the Omni, you take this little thing. Now, check this out. Look at that. You can get now your own college teams on this, okay? You hook it on the hole there. You just hook it on the cornhole, Dave. You know, you've had things hooked on your cornhole back in the day. And there you go. You go to and fro, and this levels it out. Go to cornholelevel.com. That's right. They're $19.95. Get 20% off when you mention JP Sports on the line. He's selling a ton of these. He's doing very well with it. Thanks to the Jimmy Palumbo spreading the word. When you go online, you'll see the different teams and stuff. You can get it. Perfect gag gift, perfect jerk off gift. Because you know what? Yes, it's happened to me. You show up at a barbecue. It's a nice affair. There's women there. Nice food, a lot of prosciutto, gabagool, and you look over and you see cornhole boards that are not level. Dave, the guy set up everything. Nice wine, nice beer. The beer's ice cold. Good food.
I'd leave the party. I would just leave. You can't
stay. Right away, I'm like, dude, I know your house is worth $2 million, but look at your cornhole boards. You're embarrassing yourself. So then I put these little things on the board, and let me tell you, the kids at home. It's a perfect thing. Cornholelevel.com. Please support my boy, my second baseman. He doesn't have the college license yet. He just jerry rigged this one for me. All right. Well, he when he gets the college license, he'll be able to do that. So Jimmy Palumbo show, jumping the gun here at Shea, and he's getting sued.
God.
And next thing you know, well, you know what? I'll be hosting the Mike Caprio show from Cornhole next week because my show is bounced off the air. Well, you sent me the Rutgers one. I blame Caprio.
Has he reached out to Jerry Recco of WFAN? Mike, that's a very good connect. He runs a cornhole league, and it's actually very, very popular. So
and Jerry Recco also does Rutgers basketball games.
He does. And you know what? Jerry Recco is also a very big Cowboys fan. So.
See, you did that. You know, you were rolling along the seventh inning. You had a shutout, a no-hitter, and then a deep right through the pesky pole. Yeah. There goes the no-hitter. There goes the shutout. And Sturchio mentions the Cowboy. Yes, Caprio has reached out to him. That's cool. Nice. I will try to reach out myself, Mike. And so anyway, cornholelevel.com. Love you, Mike. Thank you so much for that. So, all right, now this show is all about Beer League, of course. Initial email didn't go well. I'll talk this. Well, listen, he told you to go scratch.
Replies go fuck off.
That's it. So Jerry Recco not hanging. Jerry Recco, this is Jimmy Palumbo show coming to you live saying, take the call from Mike Gabriel. You need cornhole level in your life.
I agree.
We got to talk about the Yankees.
Do we?
They stink.
On purpose? They're a rough baseball team to watch. The Mets stink. Everybody stinks.
I mean, Stanton's batting 204. Where he's in Gallo territory now. Rizzo's batting 262, and you know what? He's under 225 is back in play for me. I said he would bat under 225. I was wrong in the beginning. He just looks low. I think he's hurt. Something's going on. The whole team is
just different without Judge in that lineup, man. It's so weird. You know what? Nobody can perform. It's unreal.
Forget about Judge for a second.
Forget about Judge.
8 players. 8. When you look at the box score in the paper, which I still read the paper, when you look at the box score, 8 players in the lineup, including pinch hitters, are batting under 237. And 3 of them, this is mind-boggling. I don't think this has ever happened in the history of the Yankees. 3 of them are batting under 190. Guys, I hate to say it, all my Italian friends, all my Derek Jeter friends, Volpe, they put him in the starting lineup. He's not ready. He's batting 189. He stinks. And if I hear the word good defensive player, the minor leagues are filled dime a dozen good defense baseball. The reason why Dave and I don't play baseball is because we can't hit. I can see Dave over at first base making a few scoops. You know what I mean? He'll be fine over there. And then he gets up and he bats 0.0005 on the year. Okay. And Jimmy, I wouldn't even make contact. So Volpe bat 189. And they're like, oh, it'll ruin him going down. No, it won't. Go down. He came up. I wanted it to work too. I like the kid. Good looking fella. You know, he played the part, Italian, New Jersey. Everything was perfect. And then major league pitching. There's a big difference between Pawtucket and Scranton and the big ball orchard. He got 189. He stinks.
The problem is that the Yankee fan base, they clamor and they latch onto these guys and you got to bring them up. You got it. And all this pressure that not that Hal Steinbrenner or Cashman feel like they have to answer to the fans, but at the end of the day, they're the ones that fill the seats, right? And so that's why these guys get called up. Some are success stories, some are not. Volpe's not playing very good right now. Do I think he's a major league player? I do. Do I think sending him down would be a good idea? I don't. I just don't know. I mean, you can't move him any farther down in the lineup. I don't know, man. I don't like the whole move up. But I also don't want them to jump all over you got to bring up Dominguez. The guy's 20 years old, and he hits bombs for Somerset. What's he going to do in the majors? You don't know, and it sucks because if you bring him up and he stinks, he's going to wind up in the same spot as Volpe.
I think Volpe's batting average is going to go down. I don't think it's going to go up.
I don't know.
Dude, start getting below 180. I mean, he goes 0 for 3 or 0 for 4 tonight. 179. Come on. It's by the way, and here's another thing with Yankee fans out. And I'm a Yankee fan. I root for him. I watch all the games. It's not early. Can we at least, as Dave yawns in my face?
Sorry,
Dave. It's not early in the season. Can we give me? Okay, time out. Give me the NFL. How many games in NFL compared to the Major League Baseball? So right now they're just over 70 deep, I think, in baseball, where there's about, I guess, So
whatever. It's like almost halfway through the year, right?
So if it would be like the Cowboys being 3-5 right now, and you're going, "Hey guys, it's not, right 3-5." Would you say? I'll give you 5-3 for argument's sake.
Yeah. So listen, there's not a lot of base. There's the whole summer left. Really, we haven't hit the 4th of July yet. So it's not like you got July, you got August, you got September. The problem is, it's not the problem. The Yankees are 6, 7, 8 games. They always hover over 500, which is, to anybody else's standard, is decent baseball. But like, you look at who's above them, and they're not losing anytime soon. So it's like you find yourself in this hole.
But I think the Yankees are they're tied for the wild card, right?
I haven't even looked.
I think they are.
That's how I'm not going to say disinterested, but that's how lack of faith I have in this. Like that.
The Yankees for the division,
right,
for the division, they're 10.5 back. The Mets are 12 back, but the Mets are 5 games behind in the wild card. And I've been saying this for years. People go, "Oh, it's only 5 games. It's June." You know how long it takes to pick up 5 games? It's when you got 9 teams vying for 5 games is at least 2 months. So like the Mets will not have the wild card until after Labor Day. Like that's how long it takes. It just takes forever unless you go on a massive win streak. And it doesn't look like the Yankees have the pitching. Guys are getting shelled all the time.
Yeah. So the Yankees, I'm just looking right now. The Yankees are half a game up on the last wild card right now.
That's awful in every way.
It's I mean,
and the Rays every time
behind them.
Like the Rays are always up 4-1, no matter what. 4th inning, 8th inning. Whenever I say, let me see what the Rays are doing, they're up 4-1. And it's early, like the second inning.
The Rays are 51-24. They're 31-7 at home right now. 31-7 at the Trop, where nobody in the history of anybody.
That's what I think. I think because no one's there. It's nice and quiet. It's like going to Goslin,
right?
And
Shit.
Anybody gets the Goslin joke. See, it's like going to a Rutgers game. Going to a Rutgers game is like tailgating at a wake. And then you have a good time in the parking lot, and then they open the casket.
This could be the year, bro. And everybody's drunk, and then
not me.
Time we're back at the car.
I am so down on Rutgers football. I don't see it at all. We don't have a quarterback, but I'm going to save that to the end of the summer. The other thing is, I'm convinced because I played a little golf in the last week. I personally think the hardest sport in America, in the world, is golf.
Yeah.
And here's why. Okay, first of all, the top players in the world compete for 4 days. Okay. And at any given time, I would say the top 50, they can all shoot a 66 at any moment. Any one of them. Okay. And then you have that elite guy, top 10 elite guys who can very casually shoot 68, 69, 68, 69. So a four-stroke lead after Friday is like, no big deal. Like, so, and then the concept, there's this tiny little white ball, and you have to go 500 yards and hit this hole that like cornhole, okay? It's smaller than cornhole here, Shay. And it's
I'm not even good at Top Golf.
I golf.
I get so angry. I'm like, how does this place serve alcohol? I'm gonna have to kill everybody here.
I did 2 things this week. I did heck a hole last week. I did heck a hole on Monday, which I talked about. I just sat there on a microphone and busted balls, right? And then I had to golf a little bit on Friday with my Kappa Sig buddies. Big shout out to my boys who graduated a couple years older than me, but a lot of fun, good people. And hopefully they're watching Beer League, the series. I told them all about it. And we were in the worst pairing. Okay. What I hate about golf is I'm pretty good off the tee. I'm hitting some nice bombs, right? The rest of the shots, I would rather have my daughter, you, my mother. I'm incapable of hitting the next shot in golf. People say, that's they got a 4 iron and 5. It's about 5. You can use a 6. And I'm like, no, I need to strike the ball. I need to hit the device that's in my hand. I need to strike it. And then, of course, when I get within a couple of our putts made the green, but it's like an 80-foot putt, right? This is what I hate about golf. I'm not reinventing the wheel here. When you have a 20-foot putt, okay, and you strike the ball, Dave, and you have a 21-foot coming back the other way, that is unacceptable to the human brain. How can I be 16 feet away, okay, for a par putt in a scramble, all right? And then on the way back, I hit it 32 feet In other words, my brain hit it. And it wasn't like it was a lie. Oh, it's going to roll down. No. Flat as a bone right there. And I struck the ball with my putter, and it went past like my ball. When I miss the hole, it rambles past the hole. Like it's not like no one goes like, no, it's like as soon as I hit it, too deep. Like then,
that was not coming back.
Yeah, then the next hole, I'm like, I'm not hitting it. Not hitting it deep. Not hitting it. So, like, again, 20-foot putt, and I hit the ball 4 feet. How can my human body, the great Johnny Trino, batted 706 one year, how can I strike a golf ball 16-foot putt and miss it by 12 feet? Then someone said, no, Jim, you got to act like there's a big inner circle around the hole. I would suck it. I can't play golf. And then we had a couple shots in the sand trap. I was like, what do I do? Oh, you just hit the sand behind it. I was like, nah, I'm just going to drop it out. I'm like, and these pros, they're in the sand trap and they're actually like happy. Like, all right, they just hit a nice shot, goes up in the air, plops it by the hole. It's unbelievable. Then you have to be good for 4 days. Look at Ricky Fowler was pitching a gem for 3 days.
He was cruising.
And then next thing you know, he finished 8th? It wasn't even close.
He dropped significantly.
Listen, and there's no, like, forget about like what Tiger Woods has done, is incredible. And then, everybody forget Jack Nicklaus, I think, came in second place 27 times. I mean, hello. Usually Tiger Woods either wins it or he's very rarely
or he doesn't make the cut.
Yeah, and but making the cut, that's another thing. Like, there's so many good golfers. I think making the cut, that's where the funny part of the whole golf is. You're talking about to play the next day. I think you make easily. You make another $100,000 or something like that. You're like, and you got like a par 4 on the last hole, and you just need to par it. He shot a 6. He's 3. And here's another thing. No matter how long you play golf, you still suck. I saw guys who say they play golf all the time, Dave, and I'm like, if I play like 4 times, I could probably be just as good as them. Like these golfers, they all at the recreational level, they all stink. Yeah, like everybody stinks. Nobody's good in golf. I swear.
My favorite friends that I have are the ones that went out and got all like the clubs, and they fucking spent like $4 or $5 grand on clubs, and they're like, yeah, I got this, I got that. I'm like, okay, cool. I'll just get the one off the rack, and I'll do my best. Like I haven't played actual golf in a very, very long time for that reason, because I'm terrible.
It's a terrible sport.
I
enjoyed it. We had a couple of beers. We were laughing, but like, you're 200 yards away. You got your little 3-iron, and you're like, you look at the play. Like I was honest with the guys. Listen, I hit the ball hard. I have a baseball swing. I was like, but I don't know how to do this. I've never played a sport that I'm like, I wanted to, if there was a referee on the course, I'd be like, I'm sorry, ref. I don't know how to play this sport. I'm out here. I don't. It's like,
what do I do? what do I do?
And then the guy's got that jerk off thing they put up in the air like this, and they're looking, and they're seeing how far the hole is. He's like,
finder, yeah.
And the guy goes, it's 150, 156, 153. Is it 3 yards? Is that like, I'm like, no. Where's my ball? Like what? I swear to God, if I'm convinced. If I played golf and I could throw the ball at the hole, I still would. I'd get a 120 or 130. I'm just this sport.
Jimmy's starting to favor his right shoulder a little bit.
It's nobody's good at golf. Everyone sucks. It's the hardest sport in the world. Dave. First of all, your friends that play a lot. They stink too, right? They do.
Here's the thing. Again, this is where they lose me. They're like, "Oh, what's your handicap?" I'm like, "What the fuck does that mean?" I have like you get 4 chances to put it in the hole, and if you get a 6, you're a +2. What are we talking about here? Like, why are we act like complicating things? I guess that's for the amateurs to find themselves to be relevant in the sport of golf, and then be able to like, well, my handicap's 10, so if I shoot 8, I'm actually -2, and I'm just
where
did you go to school? Like,
all,
what are we talking about here?
Even the phrase handicap, like why?
Right.
Why talk about a group of Americans that have a handicap, like they're in wheelchairs, they lost their leg, and mentioning with golf, the whole thing stinks. Like when you see someone in a wheelchair, Dave, what do you say? Oh man, that stinks. I feel bad for that guy. And then next thing you know, you're talking about a handicap with a golfer. You feel like going, oh, you stink too. Handicap in Latin means
Who
you
would you
stink in golf.
Who would you rather be? And it's like, wait, what? Like, fuck, what?
Hey, the way I felt like at the 12th hole, I was like, you know what? Let me sit in the chair and roll around a little bit. This game is, you know what? I would have been better off in a wheelchair, kicking the ball from the wheelchair. I would have had a better score.
God.
I'm incapable. It's an awful, you know, and my brother said it best. All sports suck when you can't play defense. It's so true. Like, you know, when you suck at an event, all right, let me just pull up my shorts here and play a little D and keep the score. You know, it's like, no, there's no defense. It's all you, the ball, and that hole 7 miles away.
And your anger and your drinking problem is all in there.
Yeah, one guy in our group had like 3 or 4 beers. He started to shoot better, and he was like, I play better when I got a buzz on. There's no doubt. Like, and then all of a sudden, and then 2 holes later, he's like, I really can't see the ball right now. It's a horrible event. But it's fun. You drink, as Kyle says, you don't even keep score. But then that's another thing. Who plays a sport and you don't even keep score and you're happy about it?
I keep score at mini golf when I'm with like family. I'm
Absolutely.
like, no. I need to know if I won this thing, because if I didn't, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm gonna run it back. Right. I gotta do it again. The whole not keep score thing. Even when I was younger, true story. In like the little leagues where like the coaches would be like, oh, I'm like, I would say. Like the kids would be like, oh, what was the score? And the coach would be like, we tied. I'm like, bullshit. We lost 12-2. What are you talking about? We got our asses kicked. What are you saying right now?
There's no tie here.
No fucking tie. Listen, what are you, crazy? We got crushed.
When I used to go, at the Jersey Shore playing miniature golf, my nephews were little, all 5 of them. Everybody's like, oh, Uncle Jimmy will like let you win. No, I didn't let him win. I know what? I started to hate. I hate miniature golf. I think it's hard to play miniature golf.
100%.
And how about when you go to a miniature golf course? When you go to a miniature golf course and they just have like the hole straight away, I'm like, it should be a competitive. One of my ideas for a show, again,
the hills are this way.
Yes. I think there should be a miniature golf tournament in Long Island, okay, in like Syosset, with all the top golfers in the world. $1 million, $2 million purse. You have to play an 18-hole miniature golf course with waves and the windmill going by, where if it doesn't, the ball doesn't go underneath it anyway. And you have like Tiger Woods against Koepka, and you're playing for $1 million purse. But here's the best part: none of this quiet shit. The fans are allowed to line up along that thing.
There's that one open. I think it's the sanitation or some shit, or the garbage recycling bin. I don't know. They have one event where they're just loud and obnoxious.
That's what it's got to be. It's got to be shooting a free. Why do golfers have to be quiet? And U.S. Open tennis have to be quiet. And meanwhile, the Knicks are down by 30 and the people are yelling and they're putting naked ladies up in front of them if you got caught in a strip club. Yeah. Why can't you should be able to scream and yell? Listen, that's my thing.
The gentleman's game, I guess. Or
the other idea I wanted to have was, if you ever drove from L.A. to Vegas, you go up over this hill and then it's just straight for like 3 hours of desert. You can die. If your car pulls over, you have to dial 911. You die, because it's like, I want to have a golf thing where it's like, okay, asshole, we're going to start just as it starts to get flat. That's where the tee is. And the hole is in Vegas. So you have to, it'll be like, like Saudi, with the Saudi Arabia with the helmet. It'll look like, what's that movie in the desert there? And you got to it's like a par 180. And you got a guy out there with snakes and alligators, and he's out there hitting bombs in the sand. And let's see who wins that. That to me will show a real man's game of golf.
I agree.
Not this horrific, anyway, it's impossible. I think I'd be able to guard Michael Jordan in a basketball game right now better than I would be a good golfer. And some guys shoot like my cousin John, I think, shoots like 80, 85. Like, what? I shoot at 85. I'm on hole 8.
I think my brother like threw a parade when he shot under 100 or something like that. He's like, oh my God. I'm like, is that good? Like, I don't know if that's good. Is that good?
If I ever shot under 100, I would never play again. I mean, I'd wave to the crowd. That'll do it here. Johnny Triddle shoots a 99 from the Omni. He is done. Anyway, which brings us to carpet cleaning. Well, the OxyMagicUSA.com. That's right. One of my fine sponsors, Tom and Natalie DeMeo. They own Oxy Magic USA. Now, listen, this is not your traditional carpet cleaning method. They don't drag with the hoses. They got this cool looking machine. It's all got the green seal. It's EPA safe. The guy came in, did my carpets. When I move into the new place, he's going to do my carpets again. They do wall-to-wall carpets, area rugs, upholstery, tile, and grout. They have 80 locations nationwide getting involved. Oxy Magic, that's OXY. Why? Because they're a sponsor of my show. OXY, MagicUSA.com. The reason why they don't have a phone number, because depending on where you live, they'll tell you where you got to go, who owns the thing. They also have 0% company financing for any new location owner. So, Dave, God forbid one day you come to work and you don't feel like talking about the Cowboys anymore, or your son becomes a Jet fan and you realize, that's it, I'm done, my work is done here. You can own a Oxy Magic USA carpet cleaning service location.
That's next.
And that's next. Sponsored, imagine you and I with the sponsored by... Here comes Dave Sturchio and Jimmy Blow want to clean your carpets here. We'll be there.
Can you imagine?
Oh
my God!
I'll have a giant
clean your carpets. Like
I'll have it, and we'll do it. We'll be mic'd up, and I'll wear a giant shirt. You wear a cowboy. We'll buy an Oxy Magic USA carpet cleaning, and we'll go to the people's house. But we insist they have to be there while we're there, and all we do is do a podcast while we do it.
They just ask you. They ask you on the fly, like, didn't you used to hit 706? And you're just like, yeah.
I'll be like,
yeah,
yes.
I used to. Yeah.
And then we'll announce, like, Jimmy Palumbo with a stain in the corner of the room. Yes, the Oxy Magic USA carpet cleaning at work. Dave struggling over there. Looks like some kind of wine spilled there back in 89. They haven't touched it. And Dave is struggling here to get that stain out. Let's go down to Dave. Dave, what's going on down there?
And the Dave wants to talk it over.
Dave is pissed. Oh, looks like we got some vomit from the kid when he was 2. The kid's 19 now. He's not going to get it out. Oh, Jimmy Palumbo struggling. Somebody spilled some kind of salad. There's olive oil getting involved. It's not going to happen. And that'll do it. Get your carpet. Throw it out. This place is filthy. OxyMagicUSA.com. A new podcast. Dave and I are by. Listen, I said it was a big show. We have Beer League. Dave and I are now in the carpet cleaning business, and we own a Oxy Magic USA. We got 0% financing. OxyMagicUSA.com. Give Tommy a call. Tommy DeMeo is a great guy. Now, I played him in pickleball the other day, and him and his wife are tough. But you know what? I had my friend Erica, who's a big right-hander, and you know what? We were up 5-1. It was like 8-7. We lost 11-8, but he knows. He wants nothing to do with me. All the pickleball players, he looks at Jimmy Palumbo and says, I don't want that dude, man. I don't trust that dude. He's tough. He's a veteran. Anyway, Oxy Magic USA. Tommy, thanks for sponsoring the show. Obviously, you guys know that I'm going to be running the 5K. We are just getting close to 2.5 months away here at Jay. I am running the 5K. 0% of the fans think that I can finish under 31 minutes. 0. My mother, my brother, my sister, none of my Patreons. They all think I'm going to shit the bed and not even finish or finish in 60 minutes. I have a little more time to get in shape, but everybody who's been following me on Facebook knows that my training regimen consisted of Taylor ham, egg, and cheeses and fine Chardonnay and Sauvignon Blanc wine, which I think is that's the proper way to train. So I'll be doing that. There's no question, but I'm going to be doing that because, Dave, I'm getting in shape one way. I'm moving. Okay. I think
any closer to the studio or no?
I think that to me, you know what's funny? Golf and moving are the same sport. I really think everybody stinks. Like if someone says, "What are you doing this weekend?" "Oh, I'm golfing." "Oh, really? I'm moving." "Oh, I'm so sorry." It's the same thing. There's boxes, people, and I got people coming in to look at my apartment that I'm in because I'm renting, and I'm sitting there. The lady says to me, "Are you home?" I said, "No." It's because, "Can I bring somebody in?" I'm like, "I got dishes in the sink, underwear on the floor, like a place." And they're like, "Well, it doesn't matter. They get it." I'm like, "No, I don't want anybody seeing my. This is like
they get it.
I don't want to see in my shit." You know what I mean? It's like
literally.
I live alone. Did I flush the toilet? You never know. It's like I have to do it. I need 5 minutes to do a quick once over twice just to see that there's not any filth getting involved.
Where are you moving to?
About 200 yards away to the next complex. One thing about Jimmy Palumbo, when he moves, you can pretty much walk it. That's right. I'm moving to literally a condo right around the corner. Literally, you know what? It's a golf show now. I'm moving a par 5 away, maybe a par 4. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm getting in shape box by box. My daughter's helped me pack her stuff up. But what I'm also using is the Chasing Miracles Okay. The phototherapy patches, the same ones all those Olympic swimmers wore. Serena getting involved here. I used to love, remember Marv Albert doing US Open tennis? That to me, that was when he would go like, Serena getting involved with a backer. It was like he was trying to do it like a Nick game. It just didn't work. But it was like, and Serena wants to tuck it over. Anyway, so you got to go to chasingmiracles.com, talk to Tommy and Donna, check out these phototherapy patches. It's a stem cell thing. Nothing goes in your body. You're not gonna pee in a cup and not be able to play in the NBA. Nothing like that. It uses all your personal body stores. The patch goes on your back or on your belly or on your leg, your knee, wherever pain is getting to you. No surgeries. It delivers a non-invasive, non-transdermal approach here. It reactivates your body's own stem cells without putting anything into your body. This thing has been researched. There's clinical data on it, all kinds of good stuff. Tommy can walk you through this whole thing. I've been wearing them every day, and I'm getting better in pickleball. My podcast is better. Beer League is better because of these patches. So go to chasingmiracles.com. Check out the X39 and the X48 or 49, whatever the hell it is. Getting involved. Go to phototherapy patches. Chasing Miracles. 20 years of research. It's really cool. Plus, having Tommy and Donna in your life will enhance your life. That I guarantee. They're good people. So make sure you check that out. Moving sucks. That's the final thing. And I'll be moving hopefully maybe next week, I think. Now, I just want to talk about Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Post Father's Day, Dave. I saw some cute pictures of your kids. Of course, I always got to post some kind of jet comment on there. Your kids are already. Your son's getting big already. Oh my god,
he's a brute, man. He's a linebacker in the making.
Yeah, he's definitely. He's a young Sturch.
He's only 19 months. Stella's going to be 4, and they're the same weight. Same weight. My boy is just a stocky linebacker of a man. He's a bowling giant shop every time. And you know this, Jimmy, like there's got to be a rule of like my father has actually like baby proofed it to the best of his extent. He puts like rubber on everything, like corners on everything, but they will find it. He is like inches away from taking himself out and putting himself on the 60-day high.
I know.
You know what I mean? Like inches away. And I'm like, bro, stop running so fast.
It's unbelievable as a parent. Like when you're the uncle or you're at someone's house that has kids, you see the kids running around. When you're a parent, you're like, okay, my daughter's going to go flying through that plate glass right now. Like this. It's amazing how often they don't get hurt. It blows my mind. Like, why is somebody,
right.
And then it's unbelievable.
Maybe it's a second kid syndrome, but every time he goes down, like when Stella would drop, I'm like, oh my God, like my world would shatter. When Miles goes down, I'm like, get up. Right? And he's looking at me like, what the fuck? Like, help me out. I'm like, no, get up, dude. You're fine.
There's nothing worse. And it happened to me once at a Kohl's store with my daughter. When you think they're not hurt, and then they turn around and you see blood, and you're doing the old like, all right. All of a sudden they turn around, you're like, she's been decapitated. Like, what happened? Right. And she got a little scratch on her cheek, And anyway, but that's what Father's Day is all about. And a nice barbecue. I ended up hanging out with my daughter, and we did a little quick shopping. We played hooky and went to the next county over because Bergen County has Blue Lawn. We shot into a little makeup place. My daughter went into this. We enjoyed that. I actually played softball. Now listen, we stink. We're the potbellies. That's the way. And I've never won a game. We're like 0-40. Okay, that's all. But we're all old. The team is every team's younger. But we were only down. They went up 7-0 in the first inning. 7-0. I was like, what am I doing out here? It's Father's Day. It's hot. But next thing you know, we stuck them with a 7-2. And then the next inning it was 7-4. And that held for like 2 innings. Now it's like the 4th inning. And I'm like, guys, I'm a clubhouse guy now. You know that, Dave. I was 0-2. And I'm like, guys, we're only down 7-4 against these 25-year-olds. Like, what are we doing? It's like, so I led off the 6th inning, frozen rope Johnny Trino past the third baseman. Ended up scoring on a play. We ended up tying it up with 7-7. But in the top of the 7th inning, they put 2 runs on. Alex Stetson, if you're listening, made a horrific play in the outfield. Ball got past him. So now it's 9-7, and we walked off the field. We thought it was going to be 3 up, 3 down. I led off the inning. I hit a line shot in the gap, but I forgot the center fielder was like lightning quick. He caught it. I was pissed. So now there's 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, down by 2. And you know what? We got like 6 hits in a row, 10-9 victory. Well, and the other guys, I said, we were shaking hands. I'm like, guys, the average age on this team is 55. You should not, you have to go home to your wife now. Tell your wife who you lost to, vacuum, mow the lawn when you get home. You have to scrub the toilets. This is a bad loss for you. But it was still a great day. Tim Sullivan on the mound for us totally shut everybody down. And we had a good time. But that's it. We'll keep the show. Listen, don't forget, Beer League. Dave, explain where everybody's got to go. You're better at that.
It's very easy. Beer League, the series on YouTube. It drops every night this week at 7 o'clock. Again, last night's episode is doing very well. A lot of positive response from what I've seen. I'm sure Jimmy's gotten the same text. I've gotten the same text from a couple of my friends. They're itching for the next one. Bear with this thing. And I think that with enough positive response, I think that the Indiegogo is going to go. And I think it's going to take off. I think I'm optimistic, as I'm always. It's not bitter Jimmy Day here at the studio. It is optimistic day.
It is not
here
here
at Chop Studios, which is right behind me. Chop Studios. Like, I can't even
Look
get
at that. Dave doing a shameless plug of Chop Studios in Manawan.
Yeah.
But all right, well, that's it. Look it up online. It's all over the place.
Yeah.
You'll check it out. Watch it. They're shorts. Don't panic when it's only 3 or 4 minutes. They're funny. They're cute. They're adorable. God bless. And we cursed a little bit in it. And that's it. That's the end of our show. I think me and Dave have to do a promo now, don't we? After the show, we said we're going to do something. All right, kids, that'll do it here from the Omni in Atlanta and the Shitty Kitchen Studios from downtown Mahwah, New Jersey. I'll see you guys next week, and go check out the series.